What's up, guys? It's Techno Viking 23 coming at you today with another episode of my Destiny New Player Guide, campaign leveling guide. And last time we took a little relaxing tour around the tower, showed you guys some of the vendors and other things you can do in the tower. Today we're going to get back to the gameplay. We're going to tackle the story a little bit. You can see we're still here on my level 2 Exo Hunter. And we're going to go ahead and get back into it. So, hope you guys are doing well. We go to Earth. So, we don't have anything unlocked yet, as we've only done the first opening mission. So, this is going to be the second story mission. This is Restoration. Return to fallen territory and hunt for parts to restore your ship's ability for interplanetary travel. So, we're going to go ahead and launch this. Now, when you guys are doing story missions, if you want, you can jump the difficulty up. You'll get a little bit more experience. You can see you'll get 400 more experience. And it'll throw the heroic modifier on there, which is going to cause more enemies to come, a little bit higher difficulty enemies. I recommend that if you're doing a second or third playthrough on a character and you've got some better gear. But for the purposes here, we're just going to go ahead and leave it on normal. So we're going to go ahead and launch. And the ship you're looking at is actually I got this from a Vanguard Rock playlist strike. It won't be available for you guys right away, but I don't really like the opening ship you get, so I usually buy another one from the shipwright right away, or switch from one from one of my other characters.
But it needs a warp drive if we ever hope to fight beyond Earth. And that Cosmodrome.
So we're gonna listen to Dinklebot give his little exposition here.
We can do it again.
And now we will head back to the Cosmodrome. Alright, so we spawned in here. Got our new mission. This is my new scout rifle I picked up from the tower, from the gunsmith. See our current objective. Oh, and check this out. Public event incoming. Now these will happen randomly when you're exploring zones. I don't see, there's another level 9 here with me. Oh, there's level 31 here, so we may actually be able to pull this off if these guys stick around. Now public events, guys, are going to happen every so often when you're in zones like this. And what will happen is, in this one, you can see the big fallen ship flying over there. This is defeat extraction crews. This is a fallen one, and they're going to come in and basically drop a bunch of glimmer drills, and you have to defeat usually 2 to 3 waves of fallen. These, if you're by yourself, you can see these guys are level 4s. These can be pretty tough. So I always check to see if other people are around when I'm a low level, because these are not worth trying to solo. You're usually just going to die a lot. As you can see, we've got that level 31 there with us, so we cleared that really fast. A couple acolytes running around here from Blades of Crota. So we're just going to follow these guys. Stick with your other players. This is one of the cool things about this game is you have like these little social moments here where you'll get other players in zone, which is a lot different from a lot of other FPS games, and it's a lot. Sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't. You know, it just depends on who's around. Sometimes people are off doing their own little thing, but usually people are pretty helpful. They'll run into these public events and help out and try to kill these guys. So, like, this is a level 5 high servitor. He's a major. There's no way I'd be able to even kill that guy if we didn't have that 31 with us. So see, we completed that. We got gold tier. Sometimes you'll get ascendant materials and other things that'll drop when you finish those. If not, there'll be a package for you at the postmaster, which is good. I'll be able to show you guys what's going on with the postmaster when you get a package. But so yeah, so those public events were kind of cool to do. They'll get you more experience, and they're just a fun little social activity sometimes. Now when you hit the higher levels, you can actually solo a lot of those, and we'll go over that in more detail after we hit level 20. But getting back to the mission here, so we're reconning a crash site from a Guardian ship that crashed here. So we're going to run over here and check this out. Now, one of the neat things about this, too, is these are pretty much free roam. So even though you have a set mission objective on some of these levels, they will block off some of the routes. But for the most part, you can pretty much go open world and run around go check out different areas, explore if you want to farm for some spin metal or other materials, if you just want to kill enemies until you hit level 3, which a lot of the times I'll actually do on this level. I'll just kind of run around Cosmodrome until I hit level 3. We'll let Dinklebot scan here, and
They managed to restore an information hub here. Down in the tunnels below. We should check it out.
if you go to the left, you'll point. You know, right obviously is your dance, and then you can sit down with the other one. But usually if I find one and there's other people around, I'll try to go let them know, hey, you know, there's a chest over here. You'll see we got a piece of armor, and we got some spin metal and some glimmer. So it's always worth trying to grab those. If anything else, you'll get the glimmer, and you can usually dismantle the item you find, even if you can't use it. So here we're going to get the map of the Cosmodrome.
So we can jump to any planet or moon.
And the Cosmodrome, in my opinion, is one of the better done areas in the game. It's really fun to explore, run around, great visuals. Kind of that post-apocalyptic Earth feel to it. Now you come down here a lot. There is a big hole in the wall right here. You can actually go, and this leads to another area. You can go down these steps and go over here. Just a word of the warning, there's some level, I believe they're level 18 hive majors down there. They will basically one-shot you at this level. If you guys played the beta, you probably remember that, going down there as level 8, trying to check things out, and then running into those guys. But just kind of run around there. Okay, I got some guys. Be sure to use your grenades early on. You know, you're lower level, you're a little bit weaker defensively and offensively than you are when you get up and higher in the game, so use everything at your disposal. So we're gonna have to start that mission all over again, guys. I apologize, but we'll go through it a little bit quicker this time. That happens to me a lot, and Bungie has said it's on our end. It's, you know, it's our fault as players. Our networks are bad, but I happen to disagree with that. I think they need to work on their servers a little bit. That's just a thing that happens far too often to me. I get disconnected all the time, whether it's in the middle of a strike, right after killing a boss, trying to do the story mode. Very annoying issue that happens sometimes, but
Protect the city with that one.
well, we'll listen to this all over again, and I'll try to run through that a little bit faster this time. If I hadn't stopped through that public event, we probably could have got through that mission before that disconnect happened. But just one of the little minor annoyances that occur sometimes in video games, especially now that everything's online with this next-gen console era. You're going to have network problems every so often. You know, PSN is going to go down, or Xbox Live is going to go down. Something's going to happen. Now, you'll notice here, it already bumped me up to the next part of the story, so I didn't really get to show you guys.
It's already in fallen hands.
I'll come back outside here for a second. Okay, fallen ship there. Okay, so we were over there at that building. That's where we were coming up out of that building when we got disconnected. Oh, you can see there's another chest. Let's see if we go grab that. I'm sorry, guys. I love to explore. I'm an old school, you know, MMO player. I love the whole exploration, the fighting things, and it's not what I had hoped it would be in this game, but it's still pretty fun. You know, I was kind of disappointed after the beta. You know, I thought there were all these really cool areas to explore on Earth that we couldn't get into, and then when I got the actual game and got to level 20 and came back to Earth, I realized it wasn't really a whole lot of extra stuff there to find. But still love the exploration aspect, being able to run around the map and find things. And I'll always run off the beaten path and try to find chests. And you know, I don't mind the whole farming aspect. That's why I was kind of disappointed when they took out the material exchange. You used to be able to exchange materials like spin metal for Vanguard and Crucible marks. But anyways, I'm getting off topic here, so we'll get back into it. So we're going to come into this building here to get our warp drive. And here's another cool item. This is a gold chest. And there are 5 of these per planet. This one is pretty easy. They kind of give it to you. Pop that open and we got an armor piece. These normally will contain armor. This that's level 18, so that's better than what we've already got. We'll go ahead and upgrade. These will usually contain armor, weapons, sometimes an engram or a strange coin. They're set for each planet. You're always going to get the same stuff. But it depends on the order you find them in. And as I go through these levels, I'll point them out to you. But that's the first one that you're going to get on Earth. So pay attention for that when you first come through here. Then when you grab that, it'll disappear and won't come back. Alright, so here we are, Dock 13. This is where we're going to find our warp drive. Just got a couple minor enemies to deal with here. Grenades will be very important coming up here in a minute. But this is one of the reasons I also like scout rifles. If you can get a lot of headshots, you can take enemies out pretty fast. Now here's the first boss fight of the game. This is Riksis, the Devil Archon. He's going to come jumping out of the wall here. Now I suggest staying in cover. And this guy will spawn. You're going to learn early on here in the game that the ads are always more dangerous than the boss. He's going to always, every so often, he's going to spawn a few vandals. They will come over here and chase you down, shoot you. He's really not a big deal. He's going to just pace back and forth. Sometimes he'll come closer. But he's just going to kind of pace back and forth and shoot you with this very slow-firing weapon you can very easily avoid. So, you know, stay at a distance. Try to wear him out with headshots. If you get in melee range, he can smash you. You can see he's trying to run forward there. He will take you apart pretty fast in melee range, so keep that in mind. When these vandals respawn back in, take these guys out. And you can move around the map if you want. Just remember to kind of stay in cover if you can. You know, he's going to move around and try to flank you, but you know, as long as you stay on the move, you can usually do pretty well here. But one thing about this, you can run out of ammunition in this fight, and it gets pretty annoying. Pop it with the sniper rifle here. You see, he's almost dead. Round Vandals have moved in here. That was a terrible grenade throw. But again, focus on the ads. That's going to be a big thing, especially when you start running some strikes later on. And there he goes. So you'll notice he dropped a green orb. That's an engram. Those are green, blue, and purple. That's just going to be a common. And you see an encrypted engram. It's for a pair of boots. And then we'll get to show you that. You also leveled up and unlocked another upgrade. So now we're level 3, which means we have our double jump. And now we're going to be able to do a lot more exploration around the map. So that is the second mission in the story. Pretty quick and dirty. That one goes by that's pretty fast. So you only had 19 kills there. Yeah, we got a new helmet. Now, some of these missions, when you complete them, you're going to go back to orbit and you'll be able to immediately select the next mission or go to the tower or do whatever you want. Other missions in the story, some of these early opening ones, you're going to go right into a cutscene. And unfortunately, if you've played the game several times, there's no way to skip these yet in the game. But kind of a neat feature, kind of like they had in Halo Reach, is you get to see your own character, you know, taking part in the cutscene instead of some just generic NPC guy.
Much more powerful.
And here we have the speaker, who is not going to tell us very much at all. He could tell us, but he's not going to.
I am the one who speaks for the traveler. You must have no end of questions, Guardian. In its dying breath, the traveler created the ghosts to seek out those who can wield its light as a weapon. Guardians to protect us and do what the traveler itself no longer can.
What happened to it?
I could tell you of the great battle centuries ago. How the traveler was crippled. I could tell you of the power of the darkness, its ancient enemy. There are many tales told throughout the city to frighten children.
Optimus Prime's kind of like, dude, just get on with it. Hurry up. I can get back to killing stuff.
The children are frightened anyway. The darkness is coming back. We will not survive it this time.
Its armies surround us. The Fallen are just the beginning.
What can I do?
You must push back the darkness. Guardians are fighting on Earth and beyond. Join them. Your ghost will guide you. I only hope he chose wisely.
I did. I'm sure of it. We're in this together.
Alright, so much for that. So we're done talking to the speaker. And that's going to end our second level. Now, the one thing I don't like about this is we fly back out into space instead of staying on the tower, which you get some pretty nice visuals here. But I wish we were staying in the tower so I didn't have to go through another loading screen for this next part. Alright, so there you have it. That's the second story mission. We're now level 3. Like I said, we got our double jump unlocked, which is going to really help us out when we're doing exploration. We got our golden gun at level 4. That's our super. Make things a lot easier. And we got some other weapons we picked up here too. So when anytime you get a drop in the game, it'll pop up here in your inventory. And if you come over here and you hold the right trigger, you can compare weapons. Like this is a pulse rifle that dropped. You can see it's got a higher rate of fire, but lower impact and range and higher stability, more magazine. You can kind of check these out. We got a new version of our scout rifle. It's level 3. It's got the same stats, but it does more damage, so we're going to definitely switch over to that. The Kovastov, I don't know, some people hang on to that. It's kind of like your first gun in the game you acquire, so it's sentimental value, I suppose, even though you only use it for about 5 minutes. Now, you can actually use this weapon in PvP. I've seen people do quite well with it, since they do normalize the weapon damage in PvP, unless you're under the Iron Banner. And this was our helmet we got as a reward for the last mission, so we'll switch to that. It's a little bit better. We got these gauntlets. There's level 17. And then we got our little engram here for our boots. So we're going to head to the tower here. Just after you complete a lot of these early missions, it's good to head back to the tower. A lot of times you'll have messages, you'll have things to exchange in for gear to help you upgrade a little bit. So I'm going to make you guys sit through another loading screen here. If I have to endure it, so do you. Although they are very pretty loading screens, I will give them that. The visuals in this game are pretty awesome. Pretty awesome. Strongly suggest playing this on next gen if you can, because the graphic difference between PS4 and PS3 and Xbox One and Xbox 360 is just night and day. And I can imagine if they ever made this on PC, it would look pretty awesome. Now, what's interesting about these loading screens, these used to take a lot longer. What I've found out with the newer systems is it's very beneficial to buy an external hard drive and keep all your games on the external hard drive and keep the main hard drive on the system completely clear. You'll actually load those a little bit faster. So here you see we have a package at the Postmaster. This is going to be from that public event that we did.
Checking.
And so you see public event completed. You can only get one of these per day per character. So we'll open that up and see Ascendant Energy and 250 Glimmer. Sometimes it'll be a strange coin, sometimes it'll be a Modalite or an Ascendant Shard. Now Ascendant Energies, what you'll actually use those for, just to give you an idea, those are going to be used to upgrade legendary weapons. So just look at, you see this is Silmar's Wrath. This is an auto rifle I got in the Iron Banner. The third Iron Banner, I believe this was actually the rank 5 reward you could purchase. But you'll see their material details, Ascendant Energy, and Spirit Bloom. So when you get to the final damage tree on these, you'll need Ascendant Energies, 6 for each one there. So hang on to those are important when you pick those up in the wild or anywhere else. When you dismantle legendary gear, you'll get those also. So it's good to get those. So they're going to go to Master Raoul. And we got the every so often you'll get these little Glimmer exchange items as well. But here's the engram we got from beating that last boss. We're going to go ahead and decode that and see he's going to give us a green pair, an uncommon pair of boots there. I don't know if I'll be able to equip, yeah, I can't equip those to level 4. But you notice those actually, even though it's a level 4 item, it's got 9 discipline, which is really handy in these early levels. You see discipline decreases cooldown time of your grenades. And this really won't come into play too much until the later levels, and especially after level 20. But it's always nice to find these uncommon and rare items when you're a little bit lower level, because it does give you some perks that are very usable. Alright, so anyways guys, that has been the 3rd episode here. We're going to go ahead and sign off. We'll be back with the next episode in the guide, which will progress the story a little bit further. Hope you guys are enjoying these and getting some help out of them. If you have any comments or questions, please leave them below. And I will see you again next time.